So just tell you your name and where you're from.
I'm Ken Hinckley. I farm at Wilka, which is about 90 k's north east of Horsham, or north of Warwick-Nabeal, in sort of mid-loamy southern mallee country to a lighter loam mallee. Yeah, we're interested in a chain because of the seed bed we thought it might provide for us.
And what research did you do in finding out maybe what frame and what chains would be best for that frame?
Well, over my life I grew up in my earlier farming, we had a bit to do with offset discs, and they were a little bit too big and bold for me, so disc chains I thought were a pretty appropriate thing for us. I wanted something that would do a light cultivation, but also chop stuff up, you know, make it very good for seeding into. So I started off looking around, and I found you know, the 2 or 3 major brands that are on the market, but Bute was one that took my eye from the start, and the more I researched it, the row spacings are one of the critical things for us, and the assembly, the system of assembly I thought was the best, but talking to Kent, who was really keen to look after us or try and fit us up with what we were looking for, I also took into account.
So you've chosen to go with a combination of chains, maybe the heavier, sharper ones on the front to give it tilth, and you've still gone for the sharper ones but a bit lighter on the back. Did you find a good combination with that?
Yes, I'd noticed when I was going around a lot were quoting the blunter, and in one particular brand they were putting smaller, blunter chains in the back, which I didn't think was right. Look, the sharp, heavier chain in the front is clearly the ultimate, because it gives you a good start to cutting and a little bit of seed depth, till depth rather. And then the rear chain, we went for the sharp. I thought that we still want to be able to continue to chop a bit more, and that's part of its reason. After you're doing a light tilth, you want it to cut up vines and foliage stuff, and weeding. And weeding is a big factor. Flea bane, other weeds that we've got that are coming, that chemicals are nearly very poor performers against. You have to do some sort of combat against that.
And the replaceability of the discs, did you find that appealing to you?
Yes, the system of being able to replace your discs, because clearly they're going to wear. They're not a big disc to start with, and once you lose a certain circumference, you're gone. So to probably be able to replace them at somewhere about the 60% to 40%, I'm not sure, somewhere in that 50 to 60% I think it is cost, and still be able to use our centres, the chains, the hooks, etc. was very appealing. Looked pretty practical the way we could get them on and off. That's another factor. Certainly we're going to use a few discs over time when we're doing a lot of acres.
And what about like Kent? Did he come out to the farm and fit the chain, but then also sort of hang around and help you set up the machine as well?
When I was in the process of nearing the deal of buying chains, Kent's way of going about and dealing with us I thought was terrific, and that was backed up when he came to the farm, told me he would come, make sure he got it operational and everything was to our satisfaction before he left. And I found that, plus following up calls and just making sure we're all going well. His accounting, he stuck to his word and what he said he was to do.